Welcome to Job to Business Empowering Your Dreams, the podcast that takes you on a journey from being a job holder to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Are you tired of working for someone else's dreams and goals? Do you want to become your own boss and turn your passions into a profitable business? If yes, then you are in the right place. In this podcast, we'll bring you interviews with successful entrepreneurs, industry experts and leaders sharing their experiences, strategies, and insights for transforming your career and unleashing your entrepreneurial potential. Join us on this exciting journey and let's empower your dreams together. Welcome back, dear listeners, to another inspiring episode of Job to Business Empowering Your Dreams. I'm your host, Milentina Marcus, and today we have a very special episode lined up for you. We'll be diving into the empowering journey of individuals who have transitioned from a traditional job to pursuing their dreams through entrepreneurship. Our aim is to motivate and inspire all of you to follow your passions and make your dreams a reality. So let's get started, because our guest today is someone who embarked on this transformative journey and turned her dream into a successful business. So please welcome Alina Hlipca.
Hi, everyone. Very nice to be here.
We are delighted to have you, Alina. And to begin, could you tell us a little bit more about your background and how was your transition and how was to take the leap into entrepreneurship?
Sure. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me, Milentina. I very much respect your work and your team. So I am Alina Hlipca, and I've been 9 years corporation salesperson. In the last 2 years of the corporation, I've been a salesperson, and I've started from monthly wage of $70 per month. And I've always had big dreams. I've quit my job. In the moment I was announced that I was the first salesperson on the country in my field. And I wondered, why was I feeling so unhappy and so unfulfilled? So I've started my marketing agency 6 years ago, and now I'm mind reprogramming expert, and I have 6 mentors from 6 different countries around the world, and I help Romanians and not only Romanians but people around the world to have a more fulfilled life and to double their incomes in 6 months if they do the work with their mind. So I'm very, very happy to be here, and thank you again for having me.
Much. I think it's you have great stories for this from this journey, and it's so impressive about your way to quit the job, especially when you are so successful. But usually people which are successful think about next level. That's why you are in the next level. And just tell us about making a decision to start your own business. Was not an easy step, I think.
No, it wasn't. Yes. It wasn't an easy step. And I think these decisions, if you're hearing this podcast, and I really, really hope you're subscribed to Milentina's channel, you can make these decisions by thinking in 2 ways. You can either do it very fast and taking the risk and just doing it today and starting it from the beginning. But this means taking a lot of risks, being courageous, taking your life into your own hands. And I understand this could be difficult if you have money to pay to the bank, for example, if you have a family, if you have different for example, if you have a house loan. I totally get it. And this was my case. I was a crazy person. But on the other hand, you can really build your business at the same time while working in a corporation or having another job, and transitioning not slower, but in a more balanced way. So for me, Milentina, thank you for your great question. It was a fast decision. I was so unhappy. Look, I have goosebumps when I remember. It was I was feeling bad. I had stomach aches. I had headaches. I couldn't see when I was driving very well, and I was very, very tired. So my body, and I'm telling this story related to the products you are so happily giving to the world, that my body was telling me things that I wasn't listening to. And then when I stopped, I ate and I slept for 1 month fully. And my mother was very worried because she was thinking that I was sick, but I just really needed the mind space in order for me to start the business. And so you can do it very fast or you can do it very slow. But one thing that is very important is the people you're surrounded by, the inevitability space. And this is what you're doing very, very well in your work. And this is what I'm doing very well in the things that I do, in the courses that I'm having, is putting people into a space they cannot say no to their dreams. They cannot refuse their dreams anymore, and they can identify their passions and their skills, and they can validate their ideas, and they get the support needed. And I think this was what really would have made a difference for me, and I didn't have it. And this is why I'm creating it. And I'm really happy that I'm having such a friend and collaborator just like you. You're doing it in your field, and I'm doing it in my field. I hope I answered.
Yeah, amazing. And because we are still at this part of the decisions, and sometimes there is a process to take a decision. I just want to ask about the decision to start the business in the field of marketing first, and then the coaching, and you have a coaching company. How was the decision to choose these fields?
So
how did you choose them? What made you go in these fields?
Yes, so I think the domain chose me, and I was very passionate about helping people have a voice, because I did not have a voice where I was working before. And I really suffered because I had a lot of things to say. I had a lot of people to talk to, and I decided to start a business just in order for me to be able to pay the bills. But then one client added, and then another added. And then if you are able to network, and this would be the third tip I would give your audience today, if you are able to network and be friendly and be fair and make fair exchange in between your business deals, you will always have clients. If you are able to be a fair person, if you are able to provide value, if you are able to make them a product or a service that is really bringing them value and helping them with solve a problem, you will always have clients. But what made me take the decision to return to the question was the cost of inaction. So my people tend to run from fear or run to pleasure. And I always, in my business, in the money area, before starting working with my mind, I was afraid of not being poor. I was afraid of not being able to pay my bills. And I had such a bad growing up culture that I wasn't able to spend a limited amount of money. I was spending from the credit cards. I was taking loan from friends. So I was really in a bad situation related to money. So I started my business with a dream in mind, in order for me to get the life, the house, the balance I wanted, to make more money and to understand how I can be of value for other people. And for me, the cost of inaction, the cost of the bank calling me for me not having money to pay the bills, just losing all the gifts I've had, it was a really painful scenario. So this is what it was, just like a roller coaster. And when when you accelerate at the first round of a roller coaster, that's what gave me the big kick.
Super amazing, this one, because I think we answered also to the people which are thinking about what field to look for and how to choose this one and how to start and what fears they have. So it's amazing because for sure many of our listeners will find answers, because this is a podcast just to give inspiration and give so many answers to the questions me and Alina had before starting a business. Okay, and because we have at this part, people are looking, okay, to leave a job to become their own boss, because you discussed about the pleasure, about the pain. Many are thinking about being free and being their own boss. But this means to be ready to take decisions, sometimes not easy decisions, to be responsible for failure sometimes, because for sure there will be many situations when you fail, to be ready to take risks. This is a mindset, entrepreneurial mindset. Usually we need to make this switch from employee mindset to entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, what can you tell about this one, and how was your process maybe, and what was the process of other people you are working with? What is about this switch?
Thank you again for you're asking great questions today, and I have a great connection with you. So I think it's about leadership. It's about assuming the leadership of your own life. When you are an employee in a company, someone else gives you a KPI, gives you a target, gives you a vision, gives you a mission, gives you even the money that are coming into your account are given by someone else. But when you're an entrepreneur, or even when you're the only one from your company and you don't have any employees, an entrepreneur, you are the only one responsible for your results. And this could be very, very painful if you're not a performer, if you don't want to assume your gifts, your talents. But at the same time, you are talented, you are gifted in some area. And in that area of your personal priorities, of your values, you can bring so much value to the world. So another tip, if you can take from the podcast today, is that if you are focusing on your values and you create a product or a service or a mission regarding what we were talking about, Milentina, around that product, in order for you to help the people, you will be successful. And for me, the switch was, I started making real money when I assumed the leadership on my life. I assumed the bad decision, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the hard decisions as well. And in order for me to succeed, I had also to fight imposter syndrome. And I had to understand what my inner voices were saying, my conversations about money, about success were, and to change them, to switch my money blocks, my success blocks. I had also to acquire knowledge and skills, because I wasn't such a great conversationalist. I wasn't such a great person on camera, for example. And also the third step, and the most important, to take action. And so if you're hearing this podcast and you're having great opportunities, such as Milentina has in her team, I really believe that you have to understand what is the cost of inaction, what you're losing for not taking action today, for not joining a great team today, for not dreaming bigger today, for not understanding what your life could really be today.
Amazing, this one, because usually we think about on short term, what is the pain? What are the frustration? How tired we're going to be? We'll be too overwhelmed to do this in parallel, maybe. But we don't think the long-term price we pay, because it's this one counts. This one is the one which really matters. So about the long term and dreams, and not living your life as your dream. And I know you have very good programs in this part of values, how to align with your values, how to live your life fulfilled, because about this is normal. At least we should look for this one. We should look for this state. And what mindset here maybe we should approach, like focusing on long term, not only short term pains.
Yes, yes. And I think what makes the difference, to complete what you said, is the people you're having around you while you're struggling on the road, because you have to get from point A to B or to Z or to W. And you're going to get ups and downs and roundy rounds, and it's going to be crazy, a crazy ride. But if you've got a team, some people, a mentor, a coach, someone sitting side by side, just to give you maybe a pat on the back, or to listen to you, or to give you some advice, and or maybe a shortcut, that really makes a difference in between you failing or you succeeding. But no one will take the road for you. They will only stand by side you, and you are the only one taking decision and the leadership for your own life. So if you are still pondering if you should make a decision and putting into balance the benefits and the drawbacks, just do it, and you'll see that the cost of inaction will be so much little.
Super, this one. I know you are a person who is learning so much. You have a lot of mentors, you are learning, you are investing a lot in your skills development. How important is this one?
I will answer this with a story, Milentina. So I very much love driving, and this weekend we've rented the car of my dreams. It's a Tesla, it's a Model Y, and I was just feeling I used to visualize it, and I was so passionate about it. And I when I entered the car, I said I wasn't amazed at all, and I said to my husband, I was expecting it to be like this because I saw it in my mind so much. And while driving it, look, I get goosebumps again. This is my sign. I'm speaking from my heart, and very much aligned to my mission. And when I was driving it, I was making calculus in my mind. How can I take it to taking a loan on the company? How can I make it my own? And then it hit me. In my values, it's self-mastery, it's education and business development. And only last year, I invested 3 Teslas in my education. So some people prefer to buy the house, the clothes, the car of their dreams at first. But at the same time, you could be wiser. If you're listening to this, don't tell anyone we've said this because it's a secret. You can be much, much wiser. You can prioritize it differently. You can first invest in your education, and then by investing in yourself, you can have access to as many Teslas, house, clothes, diamonds, whatever you want, holidays. But if you don't have education, which is the pillar, the main pillar of your life, you cannot have anything. And furthermore, if you have the opportunity to put yourself in a space in which education is provided freely, just as Milentina does, or in a team that is obsessed with results, is obsessed with performing, you're already with an advance of at least 90% compared to other people. So this is why I do it, Milentina, and I think it's one of my best things and my worst things, to be obsessed with educating myself and not believing my mind blocks, and not believing, okay, so I've put this objective of, for example, 50K a month, and I want to reach it in 6 months. How would my life be if I were able to reach it this week? How would I manage life? How would I manage my team? How would I behave as a person? How would I lead myself in order for me to be an example? So you have to embody your objective.
So I could listen to you all day long. So I love all of this.
Pleasure for me as well to be
You
here.
inspired me so much today. So for sure today will be a long day working because you inspired me so much. Yeah, and because you talk about this nice transformation, because it's a transformation, but this transformation usually comes with pain, with challenges, with some suffering behind. How did you deal with these ones? Because for sure you had fails. For sure, you had a lot of challenges. You had pains on this journey. Many people goes back in the comfort zone when they face this one. But when you expect it, and you know that will happen, for sure, nobody successful person in this world had a very smooth road. No, everybody had this one. How was your challenging part? How many challenges? How was the failing? How was the pain? How did you overcome these ones?
So I'm smiling because I just remember I've had an accident with a bike. It's a serious thing, but I make fun of it because it's just funny how universe gets you what you want. So I was in my third year of business and I was not focused. I was with my energy all around. And in order for you to get objectives done and to get the things you've put on your list done, you have to bring back your energy. And learn to say no, basically. No, even to yourself when you want to do things in your mind. So I fell with my bike. I had a problem. I had a paralysis on my left foot. And while I was 3 months in bed, I had a conversation with myself while crying. It's a funny story. It's bittersweet. And I said, okay, Alina, so you have the option in order for you to pass this time, you can just stay and cry and just go on a crying valley. I'm calling it with my clients. Or you can give your best and accelerate and take advantage of this time. And in 3 months, Milentina, I doubled my income while staying in bed and working from my laptop with a leg issue. I had surgery. And regarding this, I think when you decide to understand and to get an objective, you have to lose something. You have to make peace that one part of you is going to die that moment. The part of you that maybe chooses Netflix instead of reading. The part of you that prefers to see soap operas instead of connecting with other people. The part of you that prefers not to invest in themselves and invest in maybe food, in takeout. So you have to make peace with the fact that you will lose something. But the difference is here, the little star from the contract with the universe is that you can really choose what you can take out from your calendar. And if you do this while starting a business, while transitioning from a job to a business, you have the ownership of your time and energy. The question is, how will you invest it in this? And yes, I've had many challenges. I also do right now, but the difference it makes that I do 3 things every day that cost little money to no money, that help me fill me up my internal worth vessel, I call it. And if I start my day in that way, I don't make a connection in between how much I'm worth and how much money I have in my account. And from this state of mind, I am so powerful to generate results because I make results from state of peace and fulfillment, not from a state of I have to pay, I have to get. No, I'm doing this from a state of love for people, to help people. So turn your challenges into a mission to help other people. Talk about your challenges. So I'm having this challenge today. In 2 hours, I will be live talking about how I overcame it and how it can help other people. I will make a course. I will make a webinar. I will tell the entire world about this.
Amazing, this one, and I learned so many things today. It's very good to have a talk with you, and I love to have from time to time because I'm learning so many things. And Alina, talking about learning, where we can find out more, because you just opened now the box. We want to dig in more and to take it more. Where we can find more and about you and about your work and about all these ideas you just shared with us.
Thank you so much, Milentina, again for having me. You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube, and also I'm happy to connect with anyone that follows your podcast. I'm really, really happy that they are here, and they really should send this material to their friends in order for them to subscribe to this great channel you're having. And thank you so much again for having me.
We thank you very much for your time and for sharing with us all your experiences and all your the knowledge you have and you are sharing with your clients. Thanks because you gave us a little bit from what you offer to this entire world, your gifts, as we are saying, your gifts. Thank you very much for them. And I'm happier. So follow Alina, follow on social media, because you'll feel better, you'll feel happier, and you'll find the ideas how to build and how to build your life fulfilled, because we are building our life, we are driving our life. So we can do it, and we can do it fulfilled. This is most important. Thank you very much, Alina. And for sure, we'll ask Alina in the future to come back with more ideas, because we love it. And that concludes another episode of Job to Business, Empowering Your Dreams. So thank you for your tuning, and remember, your dreams are within reach. Join us next time for empowering conversations. Until then, keep chasing your passions and embracing your transformational journey. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.